shaky. They lost 3 out of 4 games, while Secret made Dota look so easy to play.
Yeah, I was looking at like
before
average
the game even
times.
starts, I'm giving Secret to 75 to 25 in this particular matchup.
10 seconds
Oh wow.
remaining.
Those are some strong words. I mean, I was looking at like average
5
game times. I think
seconds
Secret over their last 4 games has been like 27, 28 minutes or so. And Nigma, it's been more like 35, 36 minutes as their like average game time. They've been like longer games, longer losses, a bit more of a struggle. I think you're right. Team Secret have just been more systematic in the way that they dispatch with their opponents. Draft so far, Snapfire for Team Secret, with a Rubik to follow through. Nigma opening up with Earthshaker and Puck. I like this duo. You've got catch, you can fight, you've got tons of magic damage, but I also like the Rubik response. Instant stun against Puck, and really great spells to steal.
Yeah, against the Earthshaker, against the Puck, you're always going to have a good spell to steal. Puck early pickup, so can be played at multiple roles. Hero is versatile. It's been a while since I saw Puck being played as position 5. It's still doable. You can put him on the offlane, you can put him on the mid lane. The only role he can't play right now is position 1.
Are you sure about that?
10 seconds remaining.
Are you sure?
It got nerfed. Damage dealing Puck is still okay. You can scale with talents, but it got nerfed.
Okay, fair enough. What are these bans then? Tiny, Razor, Batrider, Lich, Oracle, Slardar, Nyx, Clockwork, Magnus. So Nigma, it looks like they're focusing a lot on these offlaners and position 4 heroes, focusing against Zai to a large extent, it looks like. While over on Team Secret side, it's much more open. A couple of position 5s targeting Kuro, but Batrider, Razor, and Tiny a little more unusual. Why ban Tiny? Why ban Batrider? Why ban Razor?
That's a good question why they banned out Razor. Maybe they want to get Omni Knight, Abaddon, one of those tanky offlaners who provide a lot of sustain, a lot of healing, and AA as a response.
Interesting.
All right, I think this hero is extremely good, underpicked. Don't have... I checked the other regions as well. He's not picked that much. It's very situational. A lot of the times he's banned. But this hero received a huge buff. They removed his GPM talent, but he gets something else. Like he... what did they change? 2% kill threshold on all levels on his ulti, which is insane.
It's a massive amount.
And it pierces magic immunity. That's the big one.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say the BKB and magic immunity changes definitely helped the AA, and this is Nigma really stating early on in the draft that we are going to team fight you. We are going to hunt you down. We're going to maybe take 10-15 minutes to get some primary items up. Our blink daggers, the most important for Puck, Earthshaker. But outside of that, we will be cooldown reliant and we will be hunting you relentlessly through this game. So Team Secret, their response, sometimes we see teams match the team fight prowess and you go for counter initiation with heroes like Naga Siren, Silencer, Enigma, Tidehunter were always the big ones where you have these massive ultis to hold choke points and ramps and high grounds. But so far Team Secret reasonably single target focused.
Depends what they steal with Rubik. Overwhelming Odds provides them some AoE in a team fight. I love the combo. Snapfire plus Legion Commander when they're both level 6. It's a huge amount of damage. And there's no save on Nigma at the moment. There's no disruptions, no astrals, no any kind of healing to back them up.
It can get a little rough, can't it? Final picks in this second stage. I think we're assuming here Ancient Apparition for Kuro, although We have seen it slip into a couple of other roles, but GH Earthshaker, we on the puck more likely than not. So a mind control hero here, might not be bad if they want to continue this kind of team fighting ways. Pick him Tidehunter. give mind control to Tidehunter. He loves that hero. But honestly, they banned the Slardar themselves, which they were first picking yesterday. So there's definitely a change in mindset here from Nigma. They tried something yesterday, it didn't work. They tried it 3 or 4 times in a row, and now they've completely kind of shut that out. They've gone for a Slark now.
They have a long-range initiation with Earthshaker's Fissure, Puck's Orb, global presence from AA. Defending towers will be easy if they're on time. Just using Orb and Fissure will clear the creep wave, but the Slark pickup, you're playing against the Legion commander, which is always tricky. Like, you can't get out of the duel, and there's no save once again on their side.
Yeah, and usually Slark excels against these kind of melee heroes in lane, where he's able to trade hits, or at least stack up Essence Shift. But Legion is very good at trading hits with melee cores through the Moment of Courage, right? Oh, hello! Oh, Nigma picked Medusa yesterday, and they got a 21-minute Rapier on Miracle. Team Secret, did they watch the Nigma games? Are they going to try and do the same thing back to them?
Well, I don't know. It was very situational. Divine Rapier received a huge buff with the True Strike and the extra damage. So it's a viable item. Like, you don't necessarily need to buy it as a 5th, 6th item. I'm also wondering where they're gonna put Medusa, because I know when Medusa was being played at mid and Slark was not that popular, some teams were picking Slark just to counter Medusa into laning stage. I keep rambling about mana burn being the most broken mechanic in Dota in this patch, and right now you have Slark, who builds into the Fusel Blade. Also, Phantom Lancer, one of the most broken ones in my opinion. And Medusa is making a comeback with that Mystic Snake. Also Mystic Snake talent, the extra mana steal on level 15.
Yeah.
You can't fight without mana.
Team Secrets turn to ban.
I guess the one big thing, well, the greatest strength of Medusa is that timing, right? 20 or 25 minutes in, she's got a couple of stat items and just able to bulldoze down a lane. You put yourself in front of towers, you're the only hero showing on the map as a Medusa once you've kind of finished that first phase of farming, and the rest of your team sits behind you. Legion, Rubik, Snapfire, 3 heroes that are very good at playing from the fog or from a tree line. Medusa can go forward, and when you've got a situation like that, you look at Nigma's lineup. They need perfect vision to be able to find these people to start a team fight, because they are so team fight centric.
Dire team pick.
Final pick for Secret, Kunkka. Still pretty flexible then. They could give this to, Zai or Nisha if they want to. But the way it's looking, it feels like a pretty standard mid Kunkka, safe lane Dusa, Legion off lane, Rubik Snapfire as your 4 and 5, as Nigma come with a Monkey King as the last pick to match up against Kunkka.
Yeah, so it will be an off-lane Puck. They were trying to bait things out, see what's gonna happen if they pick a good matchup against the Puck, which they did. Kunkka, so Nigma had the last pick. They switch Puck to the off-lane and have Monkey King against Kunkka. This matchup is Monkey King favorite, but if someone makes a rotation like a Rubik, or if Monkey King overextends, lands under the tower on the torrent, it could be tricky. I saw Kunkka also make a comeback in that lineup. And we've seen yesterday from Nisha when he was playing against the Timbersaw, he was creep skipping. You can't do that against Monkey King because Monkey has a tree dance, can easily jump onto you.
Yeah. Close
the gap, unlike Timbersaw. But even if you're forced to go to jungle, you're still gonna get the farm with Kunkka.
Is there a world in which they want to put the Slark mid against the Kunkka? Because that was also another counter, right? Would you rather have Slark with a support against Legion +1, or would you rather Monkey with a support plus Legion?
That's a good question. Yeah, they have both options opened, and whatever they decide to put on mid, it's still a favorable matchup for their hero on the mid lane. On the bottom lane against, well, they might actually put Slark. Arc mid and Monkey on the bottom. We'll see.
Yeah, they've
Check the items.
They've definitely got options. It looks like they're gonna go with what we kind of expected here, right? Oh, look at this Monkey King. Speed Demon. The Speed Demon comes. That's one of the first couriers they added to the game. What an ugly little bastard. Like
it can't
5
be that
cents.
expensive.
No, it's worth like... well, I don't know. He does have a special effect where it's making mushrooms come out of its ass, so it might be worth like 20 cents.
Not sure how do you make mushrooms out of my ass. I mean, I can eat the mushrooms and make something else, you know.
Well, that's how you make mushrooms, man. Get the spores, poop them out, and grow them good. Oh, have they gone for some, what's this? Summerman mid Medusa. So they are doing a little bit of maneuvering around here. Zai Legion with the Absol Rubik up top. Miracle Slark, we know all that. Puppy with the Snapfire. Also heading northwards.
Miracle.
GH.
Look at his positioning. He's just stealing stats.
We are also battling Nisha with the Monkey King. Miracle, yeah, he's stealing stats up top. Nisha has to run away. GH has a Fisher, lines it up and catches him. Nisha has a path through the trees though. A couple more hits from Wee with his Orb of Venom. Can he get the 2 hits he needs? 2 hits he needs. He's gonna be far away and up the tier 3. They're diving! They're diving! Nigma get the first blow, but GH will fall, and now Wee might be in trouble as well. He's gonna mischip and he's gonna walk this one off, but he's taken so much damage.
To be honest, I don't think that's worth it. They got, what, 300 gold on GH? Monkey King half HP, and they got the return kill on Medusa.
My goodness gracious me. And it's not even a Kunkka mid. It's a Medusa mid, so they potentially have baited Nigma into this situation as well. So how do we actually have the lane set up? Nisha's bottom with the Snapfire of Puppy. GH...
Yeah, I love what Secret is doing. They adjusted the lanes accordingly. I was talking about how they have bad matchups if they put Kunkka on the mid lane. Now Medusa against Monkey. It feels good. I don't know if they want to switch Slark to have against Medusa, but that's one of the options. Puppy already making a move on V.
Oh god, yeah, so he is. Has a Clarity running as well. Already getting that Scatter Shot. Scatter Blast, sorry, not Scatter Shot. Good damage in onto Wheat. But yeah, you're absolutely right. This move where Kunkka goes bottom lane really does remedy a lot of the problems. No longer is that melee core up against the 2 counter melee cores, the Monkey and the Slark. Oh, we already struggling in this lane. Look at him just losing so much HP. Doesn't even have a salve coming on Courier yet either.
Puppy needs to go back to the bottom lane, help Kunkka. Kunkka sitting at the 0 CS at the moment.
Zai dragging waves top as Miracle looks to try and connect them. He gets half a wave in here, but still Zai will be reasonably happy with this, the way the equilibrium should shift. And especially when CS is being lost under tower. Miracle's missing out on like 3 or 4 last hits as the creeps die. I'm so glad First Blood happened so early on, so I can't miss it now, you know? Oh, GH.
Saying something about your camera work.
You bastard. Oh dear. GH has been bullied out of bottom lane. Nisha now in a kind of a natural 1v1 against Mind Control. He wants the high five. MC's not going to give it to him. Are Secret happy about the way they've set up their lanes?
Bottom lane is gonna do okay. No matter what, Kunkka will get the farm eventually because Puppy was missing. Kunkka will get that level 3, lower the cooldown on the Tidebringer, which will bring more harassment to the lane. Mid lane is doing okay after Puppy kind of secured the lane for Medusa. Once Medusa hits level 3, level 5, there's gonna be way too much damage from that Mystic Snake. Do they have any vision? They have vision on the map, the observer board, but you want to have it more centered around here, so that the Mystic Snake can bounce on the hero and on the range creep.
Yeah, we've seen already Matu miss out on a couple of range creeps because the Snake and his last hit attempts haven't quite worked out. But it's a good Fisher from GH. TP reaction coming in, and we losing so much HP, zapped down by Yapzor, and now GH might be in a spot of bother himself. His HP is dropping quickly, but they don't have any more control or nuke damage. But still, it's Nigma making these kind of first moves, and Secret, they are responding in numbers. Like bottom lane Mind Control, he's battling with Puppy. He's got a Waning Rift and another Orb in a second, but the torrent is perfect, and down goes MC's puck. Puppy, high five your conquer.
I love the way Matumba Man played it. After getting blocked, he fake pumps the Mystic Snake and then uses it on the creep so that it deals more damage after the bounce. So V's Mischief didn't actually dodge it. Also Puppy dying.
Down, got a decent Fisher block, Enchant Totem hit him down. That was after Puppy had been kind of harassed and destroyed by Mind Control. Good Waning Rift to dodge out from the cookie jumps, but Mind Control, very well played. Dodges every single spell there, away from the X-Torrent, away from the cookie, and stays alive in this bottom lane.
Didn't talk about the top lane. Slark having okay time, 15 CS, 9 denies. I think Zai right now is one of the best sacrificial offlaners, I would call him, where he creates a lot of space for his team, is always in the middle of the network. Sometimes Yapsor even has more farm than him in mid lane.
Well, they're going in again. Matsumba Man. Weehaw this time finds the kill in a 1v1. Bottom, GH does get picked off by Puppy and Nisha. It's a bloodbath. Every single lane has got action happening apart from top, where it's just a farm trade.
Bounty rune spawning, Yapsor. Okay, he actually does not have enough mana for telekinesis, so Kuroki steals it.
Kuroki, very quick click. Gets the bounty rune. Mind Control gets one of them bottom.
Yes.
Oh, there it is. GH gets the second one. That's what happened to it.
That should help.
Matumba Man now with the 3 Wraith Bands, looking for the trends next. I'm interested to see what Matumba Man buys. There's lots of scope for Medusa build. There's another Fisher here. GH doesn't have the Aftershock, so he can't continue stunning with his Enchant Totem, and Weehaw just keeps getting clicked down by this Medusa, right-clicking someone else but harassing Wee at the same time.
You talked about the item build. Having Force Staff is great. Puck to increase your range. Force Staff against Slark, of course, push people out of the Fisher blocks. But I'm not sure if he wants like fully commit to it at the start. We'll have to see. It's a good stat item for a Medusa overall.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a particularly amazing Manta game. You know, you can get a Waning Rift, but there's very little else. You're against an Earthshaker, so it's a little bit dodgy, not a massive deal. I think, Pike, Dragonlance, or maybe even consider going the Maelstrom direction as Yapsor, already expending both of his abilities. We walking towards Matumba Man with about 300 HP. He's really playing this lane to the very edge, isn't he, on the Monkey King?
Yeah, it's hard to play this matchup when Medusa's constantly harassing you with the Mystic Snake, so you don't even have mana to use the Boundless Strike. One more.
3 heroes bottom. X into the boat. GH being soloed down. Nisha, one more hit will do the trick, and now they can focus on Kuro and MC. So a 2 versus 3 in which Secret get the upper hand even with the numbers disadvantage, but the trade back will be there. Mind Control jaunts across down to the right-hand side of the lane, but Nisha can just continue farming pretty freely now. That one-for-one trade perfectly fine. Mid lane, we take a look there as well with the snake bouncing. He dodges it with the mischief, but the right clicks, the ranged attacks, picking Monkey King into so many ranged heroes, and he's struggling and dying. AA's TP tries to get the trade onto Yapsor, but it will never be enough damage.
Because Nisha was left alone at the bottom lane, first few minutes, he is level 6 at the 7-minute mark, so they can start playing aggressively every single time the boat is up. And Medusa is a hard kill to get right now. Also, she's preparing for the jungle. 3-point and Mystic Snake is enough. Now you want to max the split shot to be able to farm the lane and the jungle at the same time. And I talked about Zai being sacrificial, once again, in the middle of the network, but doesn't have that much farm, he's just building the bracers, tanking up. It's hard against the Slark. Orb of Venom, 2 points in Essence Shift, already level 6.
Yeah, Zai has been almost exclusively kind of pulling waves, stacking them into the neutral camps and clearing them as Slark farms under tower. Miracle is trying to go for this kill, pops out the Shadow Dance as well. Zai sitting on about a quarter of his HP, but yeah, Miracle just doesn't have the staying power. One more pounce may have done it, but the lack of mana there definitely a problem. Rotations into mid though, Lacoste coming in. GH, Arcane Rune ready. Fisher looking to line it up, but this is a Matumba Man Medusa. with Mana Shield, 3 Wraith Bands, and when on Strength Treads, pretty much has 1000 HP. Not an easy kill to take.
Yeah, I was about to say that I'm surprised that the woman didn't buy Magic Wand on Medusa. You get so much more value out of it than any other hero, and he instantly queues it up. Had Yasha queued up at that point.
He's in your head, he's listening. He knows. Puppy still sitting down bottom. Is this kind of almost a tri-lane bottom, honestly. Mind Control Kuro, and then GH is floating this roaming Earthshaker from bottom towards mid, but they've got a Dream Coil looking to kill off this Puppy Snapfire. The Grandma is powerful, strong, and turns to fight. Mind Control, the boat over the top. The spaceship lasts just long enough. The Fisher, though, will be there onto Puppy, finally finding the kill, but Yapsol's rotation with the help of Nisha. Again, a 2-for-1 trade favoring Team Secret, and GH just has to run away and try and TP home.
You know that you can't kill Kanka, and that they're gonna get the return kill for sure, either on GH or on Puck if they're overextend. Kanka hard not to crack with 2 bracers, Magic Wand. If both goes off before they can actually burst it, I mean, it's a pre-10-minute mark gank. There's no way you burst it. We? What are you doing?
Question mark? He's going. That's a good balance strike. Okay, I'll take back the question mark. He's still battling this. He's got the Wukong's command. He's going to come out with the ulti. In comes Mind Control, looking for Nisha. Out goes the Kunkka, sprinting to the north. Still going to get found by the monkey and the Pug. Really well done. I didn't expect. I thought we were just straight up dead there. Holy crap.
It's one of those plays where you either look like a genius or a complete dumbass. It took half seconds to separate it.
Yeah, you're a clown or you're a savant, right? You're like, yeah. Very fine line between the two. My goodness. He did have GH and Mind Control very nearby, but yeah, again, Monkey King is one of those heroes, not just in the laning stage, but throughout the game, that is, you know, playing on a knife's edge. Oh, I've missed a kill. My bad. Puppy dies down bottom. That's Mind Control, blowing his load on the poor little grandma.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Slark
attack.
back in the jungle. Iron Talon now in hand. And they're putting the monkey in this better match up top, give him a bit of free time to farm away up against Zai, so Slark can farm jungle and maybe rotate down towards bottom lane.
AA still level 5, trying to get some XP on the mid lane to have that global presence.
Radiant structures
Monkey
are
making a rotation, but seems like they already know something is up. Was it Rubik pinging it? He saw 3 disappearing here.
Oh, clever. Slark. So I like this. They put Monkey top with Wukong's on cooldown. He's kind of in farming mode. And they want to use the Slark and the other 2 heroes, the supports AA and Earthshaker, who are lurking mid to defend this tier 1. And I think that's honestly one of the biggest things that the higher level pro teams have been doing is mass TPing and mass defending tier 1, but without...
Oh man, the bottom lane, what a gank. Did you miss that one, Gary?
What happened?
Yes, you did. The silence says it. Nisha with the blind, Torrent from the fog, and the ghost ship follow up on Puck, and then Grandma using Mortimer Kisses just to finish off the Puck.
Damn. But yeah,
it's Detours casting.
Yeah, that's the first one I've missed.
To a radio.
That's the first one I've missed this game. Yeah, it's all right. Calm down. But yeah, I just love the way that these, you know, higher level teams, they defend one, but the fact that the jungle camps have been changed so heavily, especially Dire side, being able to farm very effectively close to the mid lane and having these kind of lines of convergence where you can come in and defend tower without wasting time. Jump on top. Zai, leapt upon by the Monkey King, and Mind Control with a Dream Coil should be able to secure this even through the press the attack. Secret don't even bother TPing top because they're fighting into mid. Miracle, Shadow Dance is ready if he needs it. Matu and Yapsor have pumped him with the damage. Miracle's going to try and heal just behind the trees. Torrent will not land. X-Mark there as Kuro. Ice Blast into the face of Secret.
Nice
Good
block.
Fisher blocks them
Follow-up.
in. Oh, that's a good question. Wukong's command will be here, but so will the both. The Echo onto both of them. GH is being shredded here by Matu and Nisha, and the Stone Gaze will allow them to reset, fall back, and be perfectly happy. Expending, what, 1 ulti cooldown? They did use the boat, yeah, so 2 ultis there for a couple on Nigma's side as well, with nobody dying.
They have a great way of disengaging a team fight with either press the attack, stolen Fisher, stone gaze, even a boat.
Man, GH is very close to Blink, honestly. 1,300 gold saved up 13 minutes into this game. He is getting closer and closer. 3-3-3 is his score.
Dire's middle tower.
Balancing it all out. Zai wants a dual mid. Doesn't get the vision, doesn't keep it until now. Catching Monkey, do they have a stun to stop the duel, cancel the damage? We turns and blasts Zai. Doesn't get the win though, unfortunately for him, but they've got a Dream Coil onto Yapsor, turns, steals. Phase shift, but it's not the Dream Coil, it's Mortimer's Kisses landing on their heads. Mind Control sprints away and no one will get finished off. Nigma, they do lose the tier 1 mid, but a couple of very good kills in return.
Yeah, this game Zai is definitely not gonna get dual damage. It's not the game where you will see Legion Commander snowballing. It's more of a, I want to build into team fighting items. Even though he has Blade Mail and Blink queued up, maybe Pipe would be a better choice. There's a lot of magical damage on their side, on the enemy side. Miracle with the Invis, scouting things out. AA Blast is coming.
Oh, that's really nice. The leash allows the Ice Blast to connect fully, and even with the boat, Kunkka sinks, and joins Davy Jones in his locker. At the same time, Team Secret, they are trying to kind of push up to top tier 1. Bounty runes are ready to be gathered up. As GH bought a bot. Did he buy the bottle? No, that's okay. It's Mind Control's bottle. I was wondering, like, why would you delay your Blink Dagger for a bottle? Top lane, hello, Miracle. Shadow Dance pumping into Puppy. Has to run away as the Wu comes from Wii. Will arrive. The duel's there from Zai. Monkey King turns the fight. The lifesteal not enough. Zai will be the victor of this duel. Finally,
Body
as Miracle looks to jump away. The body blocks and no pounce will mean Zai and Matuma Man claim 2 big key core kills. And Mind Control, Dream Coil, waiting with the Zai with the Ice Blast as well, but Zai is tanky, surviving. Even has wand after the Ice Blast is over, but GH has the Fisher to secure it. Unfortunately, though, it's a 3 core for 1 trade.
Now they got enough gold for a Blink Dagger on Earthshaker. Smoke is ready. Once everyone is out, they should try to take a fight. Tier 1 tower is gonna fall. Nevertheless, they can defend this one, but definitely a smoke action is required. Sentry is ready here, so I assume they're just gonna smoke and try to go.
Make the play. That really was the intent, and really what Nigma signaled in their draft, right? Is they need the blink on Earthshaker, and then they will be continually running at you looking for fights. Where's Mind Control sitting? Mind Control, 800 gold away from Blink. 4,500 net worth. Yeah, a couple of little items here and there for the puck, while Earthshaker very much rushed into the... I still can't believe GH has Mind Control's bottle still.
Why not? It's not like if he's not asking to give it back, you don't give it back. And I'm glad Zai is switching to Pipe build.
Nice. Yeah. That's what we were talking about, right? Pipe against all of this magic damage, all of this team fight. Definitely a requirement. Miracle, boat lands, but the damage not enough. Oh, Mortimer's Kisses, do they know where he's gone? They do! Oh, it doesn't land, he dodges it, sidestep, but they cancel.
He missed it.
They cancel the blink. Did Mortimer's Kisses cancel the blink? What happened?
Yep, they missed it. Whew. It's a big one. I'm not sure if there would be a good follow-up. AA ulti was ready.
Man, and Slark died. This has been a disastrous couple of minutes here for Nigma. They're meant to be hitting this timing, but it's falling apart a little bit for them. Still aiming to catch Zai, but he's not hiding in the trees. Regrouping with Matuma Man, who did go for the Manta style, moving towards Butterfly as his next item. Yapzor with Ether Lens, and Nisha Shadowblade into BKB on that Kunkka, who still sits up at top. But the fight might just kick off in a second. Mind Control dodges the Mystic Snake. Telekinesis onto AA. Kuroki has an Ice Blast, but he's got no HP left to cast it.
Meanwhile, on the top lane, Nisha just farming, and he has the Assassination build. Shadowblade. And Slark, even AA in the backlines. Also, if you do your combo on the Earthshaker with one more follow-up from either Mortimer or Rubik, anything that's stolen, you can just...
20 bonus damage there for Zai.
These diffusal blades are coming in late on Nigma. Slark with the drums, that's gonna delay his against Medusa, one of the best items you can get. Monkey King has one queued up, that's why I was wondering if Medusa wants to get a BKB after she finishes her butterfly. It's just that Medusa is staying one step ahead, you know, with the item build. You get that butterfly, they need something to pierce through that evasion. And you can't afford to just get an MKB. Maelstrom is one of the options, but it's not that efficient.
Blink Echo. They want the Medusa with a cookie away from the Ice Blast. It's perfect from Puppy, and Miracle gets turned around on Nigma in trouble. Mind Control will jaunt away to the orb, but GH will be the sacrifice left to his own devices as Secret, really powerful, disengage, re-engage, and slaying Nigma as their initiation falls flat on its face.
They were ready for this. They exactly knew what's gonna happen. Left plus press the attack on Medusa and left on Earthshaker to stop any combo after the Echo Slam.
And the cookie to get the Medusa out of the Ice Blast and out of danger as well. Very nicely done.
We didn't talk about the neutral items. Medusa has the Ink Claw, one of my favorites. You have guaranteed the critical strike. It's not that big, 130%, and it's still 24 damage, you know, but it's a guaranteed crit.
Pretty handy. Nigma considering contesting this Roshan. No blink on Puck though. Boots of Travel and Aghanim Scepter is queued for Mind Control. Spamming orbs into the pit. There's the Dream Coil onto Medusa. Low HP. The Ice Blast connects for the Roshan. Miracle grabs the Aegis, but in comes Mortimer's Kisses. The lava spit over the heads of Nigma. Miracle loses Aegis. Now the cookie pushes Matoman away. How is he still alive? I thought Medusa had died. Lacoste Matoman is still alive. Nietzsche Shadow Blades away and Yapsel Puppies die. Hold the line. Nigma have to retreat now as they've lost 3 lives as well as that Miracle Aegis going down the drain. We are jumping away now as Secret hunting the marauding hordes of Secret heroes. They are desperate for blood. They want more, and Zai wants to get that duel, but we up on the treetops. The canopy is his domain, and Miracle is slinking away. Little fishy boy, back to the jungle you go.
The way they play around Medusa is just a pleasure to watch. Like, they know who's the primary target. Even after Miracle steals the Aegis, they still keep her alive with the cookie to reposition herself, and the Glimmer Cape from Puppy, plus a boat. So that a lot of damage was mitigated.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't see any big items coming on side of Nigma. Needs to finish that.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, it feels like it's still away.